Ryan, I went to Chipotle for dinner today and got myself a nice little burrito. Not bad. Got a little chicken, rice, beans, pico, corn. That's how we do it. That's how we roll. But more than just the burrito, I had a bigger, maybe smaller, depending on how you measure it, bigger takeaway from my visit to the Chipotle. I've got a new favorite way to begin ordering. So, okay, what can I get started for you today? And usually I feel like my default, and a lot of people are like, can I get a, something, whatever you want.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. There are a couple of things with that. For one, it leaves the door open to rejection, say, no, you can't. So it's like, do I really want to leave that door open or not? But I think this other intro is just a little bit better. The guy behind me used it and he's like, all right, let's do a burrito, whatever. Let's do and I like that. I like that a lot. It's positive. Awesome. It's uplifting. It's like, all right, yeah, let's do it. It's like we can do this.
It's like you're creating a team between you and the person behind the counter.
Exactly. Say, hey,
that's
this
awesome.
It's gonna be a tough road, but we're gonna get through this together. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Let's make a burrito.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I might start doing that.
Yeah. I noticed that like the first time I noticed it was like last winter or something. I was at Panda Express. And a guy goes in like, yeah, let's do a bowl.
Sure.
Like, yeah, you know what? We got this.
We are going to do that. Hello, everybody. I don't want it. No, I don't like that.
Hello, it's Ryan Ruby.
Hello. Welcome. I think 3 hellos was too much. I'm going to go with 2 hellos. Hello, everybody.
2 hellos is just right in the Goldilocks zone. Yep.
Welcome back to episode 6 of 3 a.m. in the afternoon.
Yes, CAs. For our Spanish listeners. We just got a Puerto Rican listener.
We did.
So that's exciting.
Very cool.
They probably speak English though if they listen to us. So we don't have multi-language support set up
Not yet,
but
that's coming in a future episode,
yep.
Which are released on Wednesday mornings, by the way.
Yes.
3 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes.
I don't think we encourage you to stay up until then just for the release.
We don't encourage, but we can't. We're not going to tell you what to do.
We're not going to stop you. I mean, I stay up that late, so
yeah, exactly. Has been heavily established.
Yeah. Nathan, I see you're kind of. Are you back at your brother's house? Maybe?
That's very astute of you. That's a very good observation. Yes.
The background looks slightly different than it did.
Slightly, not very much. The backgrounds are very similar between my two recording studios, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit different wall color, but I am back at my brother and sister-in-law's, back house sitting. This time for a little bit less time period, but it's good to be back. It's right like in the swing of things, really. Feels good to
probably
be.
Missed you.
Yes, they did. I'm glad I'm able to see them again. I just wanted them today, give them a little attention.
Nice.
So yeah, that's nice. We do have some upgrades in that department. For one, we have a hose upgrade since I've been there last. It's one of those. I think I first saw it on like infomercials back in the day where I'm like, whoa, that is sick. It's like one of those hoses that will contract or expand based on if there's water in it or not. Which I really don't even know how that technology works, but I'm working with it, baby.
Yeah.
Additionally, I feel just the experience has helped me out in knowing what to do. I still got a little bit wet. I'm not going to lie, but
baby steps. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I went back, I watched the film, and I think that helped me prepare for this stint here, but no, it's been good. I did, just recently, I just came back to house sit, but I reinstalled their security app. They use Simply Safe for all this listening.
What do you mean reinstalled? Like you had it, deleted it, got it back?
Yeah, I mean I had it when I was
the definition of reinstalled.
When I was first, when I was first house sitting, I had it. I had this Simply Safe app. Now reinstall it for the stint.
But maybe you should just keep it on your phone this time.
I probably won't.
Okay.
But no, just because it's it is hooked up to their house.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that.
So it's like I know who's coming and going.
Why is our garage door opening? Sure, I don't know.
But No, the Simply Safe app kind of sprung me a little bit for a. What am I even trying to say? It sprung me a little bit for a loose. No, I don't know.
No, that's not
That's not even a phrase. What am I trying to say here? It threw me for a loop, I think is what I'm trying to say. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we are thriving. We did some vocal warm-ups before this, but clearly it did not work. We didn't do the mental warm-ups. Anyway, it threw me for a bit of a loop. Yesterday, I have it installed for about 24 hours at this point. And, I have the app up and it hits me with a dialogue and it says, "Do you love Simply Safe? Yes or no?" I'm like, whoa, okay, this is way, way too soon. We're moving too fast. Like I know I had the app for a while, uninstalled. Now I'm back, but that doesn't mean I'm ready to commit, to dive right in.
To be fair, you did come back for more.
I did. I wanted to.
You're kind of sending mixed signals. I don't know.
I know. And that's on me. But I just feel like 24 hours is too soon. It's like, okay, I just got the mail. Like, do we have to do this right now? I don't know about this, but, so we'll see if that continues. I just hit it. I clicked out of the dialogue. I'm like, I am not ready
right now. I cannot do this right now.
Look, I like you a lot. I do. Yeah. But I'm not ready for the commitment. I'm not trying to love bomb you here, but so that was kind of something
like you're having a lot of kind of romantic connections at your brother's house versus the delivery guys. Now it's this app.
And once the app found out that it didn't work out with the delivery guys, it knows. So there's a lot weighing on my heart right now. So again, if that's coming through in this episode as well, I apologize for that, but I hope you can understand. But yeah, that's what's up with me. Ryan, I see you're back in Omaha as well. Back like you're never left.
Yeah. I mentioned last episode how I was meeting up with some friends for the 4th of July to light off fireworks. My friend who, he's sort of no holds. Now, what am I trying to say?
He kind of, sprung up loose.
Yeah, he sprung a loose on me. And he, no holds barred. That's his phrase, right?
No holds barred? I've never heard of that before. I don't even know what you're trying to say.
I'm looking this up.
No holds barred with a D?
Here we go. It is definitely a phrase.
What does it mean?
Used to convey that no rules or restrictions apply in a conflict or dispute.
Barred, B-A-R-R-E-D?
B-A-R-R-E-D. Barred.
Okay. Boom.
Used in a sentence?
Champ. Not really.
No holds barred. Okay.
I was thinking barred like William Shakespeare. The Bard. No holds barred.
Oh, I can see why you might think that.
I still don't
that
really
would be
understand.
Interesting what no holds barred. He just doesn't hold on to anything.
I don't know.
He's free and loose. That Bard.
Loose. He is loose.
Yeah. No holds barred. My friend was lighting off some fireworks, Roman candles. I don't know if you know what those are, since you're not big on fireworks.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Basically,
European.
Long story short, you're not supposed to hold them, but he was holding them.
Okay.
And
no holds were barred.
Yeah. He was lighting them off, and basically they have I don't know, it kind of varies, but I think this one had 5 shots in it. It just shoots off fireworks. Basically, it's a tube. Shoots off fireworks.
You're 5 shots deep.
Yep.
Sure.
5 shots deep. He's actually 4 shots deep, and he thinks that it's over. Apparently, he forgot how to count to 5. And so he kind of lowers the Roman candle. So maybe this is kind of why you're averse to explosions.
I think this is exactly why.
People like this. It was kind of maybe slightly horizontal to the ground, because he kind of just dropped it a little. Thought it was over. What else you gotta do?
Yeah, that would be psycho.
It would be ridiculous. And it might have shot up a firework near some neighbors that were sitting in their driveway. But don't worry, everybody's fine.
Right. And everybody's houses are also fine?
Everybody's houses are always also fine. But went back to Lincoln, to my apartment complex, where, by the way, smoke detector is still beeping. It might still be beeping.
Still to right now?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Gosh.
So that was cool. And at that point, I was like, I'm moving out. No, my my family's actually going on vacation.
Yeah, what's a little preview for the trip? Where are
little
y'all going?
Itinerary.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
We are heading over to this kind of back of the woods spot, Niagara Falls.
Okay.
And
it is. Yeah, behind some woods somewhere. It's behind them.
I've heard it's pretty quiet little space to check out.
Yeah, quaint, kind of undiscovered.
Yeah.
Kind of untouched. On the rise in Instagram, but I don't think there will be too many people there.
And we'll be spending a few days there. And then we'll be heading down to a little place called Cedar Point.
Cedar Point.
And hanging out around there.
Is that in Pennsylvania?
No. It's
Wisconsin?
No. To be completely honest, I'm not actually sure what state it's in. I feel like it's in Michigan, though.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But I feel like it's in Michigan.
Hopefully it's not in a state of disarray. That's the one that...
No. That would not be good.
It's not in. But, well, that's exciting. A little water park action.
Yeah.
So you're not... It's not going to be kind of taking a swim at Niagara then? Or are you?
Well, I mean, I've heard people can try that. I don't know that it's particularly safe to go over the edge. It's not
smiled upon, really.
I could get a barrel. You ever seen Lord of the Rings? Pretty sure that's in there.
No, actually. But I'm assuming there's barrels there.
There is, yeah. I'm going to try it out.
Okay, good. Yeah, let us know how it goes if you are able to let us know in the end. But for sure, that's exciting though. A little...
Yeah, I'll have plenty of updates after the vacation. I just don't have any updates right now because...
It hasn't happened yet. That's how it works. That's usually how time works. We experience time.
Time, man.
Linearly. We are not really able to go back yet.
It's weird that I cannot see the future.
Yeah, so weird. That's exciting though. Little festivities. Little family vacation. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. I had a little vacation this time also over to Kansas. Very similar spot to where I went on my pilgrimage actually. This was just a little July 4th get together, if you will.
Okay.
But also combined with lots of birthday celebrations. We got a lot of summer birthdays.
Sure.
Got a summer Father's Day as well. I'm not sure if you have a summer Father's Day, but yeah, so we were just kind of combining everything because, with the whole COVID quarantine action.
Yep.
We had plans that got canceled. So just had a great time. Went over to Kansas. Went to this spot called Pig and Finch, which is a self-proclaimed, and it actually is, gastropub, if you're familiar. So kind of like a pub, but just more upscale, more...
A gastropub. Doesn't gastro just mean food?
Yeah, I think so, actually. So it's not like other pubs. It's got food there.
Yeah.
It does.
Whoa.
Oh. Wow.
What's the name of that place?
I would not believe this.
Check it out.
Yeah, Pig and Finch. Check it out. They've got food there.
Sure. Not sponsored.
But yeah, it's kind of, I would describe it. I would say you could sub out gastro for hipster if you wanted to.
Yeah. Gentrified.
Maybe. Sure. Yeah. We did gentrify it, but they've got, most notably, they've got a lot of artwork on their wall that revolves around pigs. Not so many finches, I gotta say. But we went there probably 6 years ago now, summer of 2016. So you do the math. Yeah, that's 6 years. I just did it. So you guys don't have to anymore.
Thanks, man. I was in trouble there.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing that I remember. Actually, two things I remember from my last trip there. One was they had this picture on the wall of Kenneth the White Boar, which is a painting of just probably the largest pig that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Wow.
It probably has some world records or something. It looks pretty historic. Anyway, look it up.
Okay.
And the other thing that I remember it for is being the best burger that I've ever had. So big things to live up to here. And that the thing with that is like when something's your favorite, I don't know. I'm sure this is a pretty common thing. At least I hope so. But with the favorites, I feel like I remember Pig and Finch, like this is the best burger that I've ever had, but I don't actually remember it well enough to compare it to future burgers.
Yeah.
It's kind of a stuck in time kind of situation. I've had new burgers since then, quite a few, actually, at least 3. But it, I don't know how to compare it. So I was excited to say, hey, let's see how this stacks up. Unfortunately, we get into the restaurant and new menu. Believe it or not, the things have changed after 6 years.
What?
Also, I think part of it is like we were there at lunchtime, and so they had some sort of lunch menu. They're not even open for lunch anymore. So anyway, so I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, all right, I won't really be able to get the comparison. It'll kind of be my white whale for my whole life now. I'll never know if that truly was the best burger I've had in 21 years of life or not. But
yeah, I feel like that's kind of when you have something that you think is like the best thing you've ever had, it is really hard to compare it to other food items. It's just kind of like when you have, for example, with the burger, you have another burger. All that you know is this isn't the same.
Yeah. Like, I can say for a fact, these are not the same burgers.
For a fact, this is not as good as that other burger. I don't know how close it is or how far away. I mean you might know.
I don't even know if I could say for a fact that this burger is worse than the other, because it's like, I don't remember it being as good. But I don't know. I was a different person back then. I completely changed, went into witness protection. It's a whole deal. But yeah, I will never know. But, you know, they say if you love something, let it free. So
it seems like someone else did that for you.
They set it free for me. I didn't really have much of a choice, but they knew the saying. They knew I loved it. You know, simply safe. I'm sorry.
And they knew you were coming back after 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, all right. And I'm seeing they got a new burger. There's a new burger in town. So I'm like, all right, we'll go with this, because we're also dealing with a largely seafood menu, you know, for a place named after animals of the land and the air. They've got a lot of food of the sea.
Very interesting.
But yeah, lots of seafood, which I will say, if there was a place I was going to try it, it would be here. You know, I'm not going to be going to Long John Silver's for sure, but like this seems like a swanky enough establishment.
It's a gastropub, so yeah.
It's a gastropub, yeah, exactly. But that being said, it is still in the middle of the country, so hard to say. But my family did get seafood. I did not get seafood. I got a Wagyu burger. How about that, Ryan? How about that?
Yeah, that's Wagyu. Incredible. Little Wagyu action.
Yeah, exactly. I guess for a little bit of context, Wagyu is, as far as I know, one of the best meats that you can get. It's like the highest quality steak, I think.
I mean, yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know highest quality steak, but highest quality kind of ground beef, maybe. I don't actually know all that much about it.
I'm pretty sure it does make a good steak.
I just know it's Japanese cow.
Yes. Although this one said it was from Denver, so I don't know. I don't know. He's probably Japanese American.
He's a descendant.
I'm guessing. Yeah, exactly. Man, I don't know. The States.
Maybe I just totally made that up then.
No, I think it does originate in Japan, but I don't know. It's something
maybe
about
they imported the grass from Japan and had the Denver cow eat it.
Yeah, Japanese grass fed.
That's the big thing about the Wagyu.
But anyway, yeah. So I had this Wagyu burger, and I gotta say, good burger, high quality. Not the best that I've ever had. I don't think. But I don't know. But that being said, still good. Kind of a notable thing though at the table, you know, we're ordering. You know how it goes. I say let's do a Wagyu burger.
Yeah.
But yeah, we start off. Luckily, I am not the first one to order. As with pretty much every restaurant, although this one was better. But most of the times when I'm ordering, it's a game time decision. Frankly, I've got a couple options I'm juggling between, and I just need to be pressed. I need to say, all right, what are you getting? Mm-hmm. And then I make the decision right then and there. Frankly, I don't even need the menu for the first, 5 minutes or whatever. I'll just start looking at the menu when the waiter is here to take my order. I don't know, but
could you bring out the menu when you come?
Yeah. Hey, don't even give this to me right now. Don't get that out of my face.
Don't even want to see that.
But no, anyway, so yeah, we're ordering. It's starting with my mom. Yeah, she orders. I don't know what she's ordering. She orders. Gosh, why am I trying to? Oh, shrimp scampi. She orders a shrimp scampi. So that's exciting.
Wow.
It is Yeah, I don't know. We don't have to get into it. There are some inside jokes with both Wagyu burgers and shrimp scampi between Ryan and I. So
that's a really weird coincidence, actually.
You would love this place. Anyway, so she orders the shrimp scampi. Wow, I butchered that. Shrimp scampi. And the waiter's like, shrimp scampi, great choice. Great choice.
Shrimp. Okay.
It moves on to, I believe, my sister. She orders, I don't know, some salmon, I think. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's say she orders the salmon. She orders the salmon, and waiter's like, ooh, yep, also great choice. And so already, I'm okay, how much farther is this going to go on? Like, if you're a waiter, you've backed yourself into a corner at this point, because now you either have to say it for everyone, or you're implying that every choice from now on is not a great choice.
Get that?
And that's exactly what happens on the next person. My brother-in-law, Jonathan, he orders, I don't know what he ordered. I think he ordered an espresso brine pork shoulder or something like that. Gastropub. You see what I'm saying?
That doesn't actually sound that good. So I can.
Well, I think it was quite tasty, according to him. Anyway, and just no comment from the waiter. Like pork shoulder. Okay. All right, next. Just moves on, and it's like, ooh, that is tough. That is tough.
Brother-in-law is just kind of sitting there like, what have I done?
But yeah, hopefully I didn't make the waiter self-conscious, because I did. I think I was giggling a little bit when he started out strong. He started out so hot. But the other thing is, he didn't actually write down the orders. So that kind of gives you a feel for what we're working with. Just kind of high risk, low reward kind of situation. But anyway, so he goes around, doesn't comment on any of our other orders, even though one person orders the same, another person orders the shrimp scampi. No comment on a great choice. So
hers is going to be great. Yours, not so much.
Say, ooh, everyone knows the second shrimp scampi, it's not as good. Or maybe
the sign on the way in?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's personalized. Say, for you, shrimp scampi, no, that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
I can tell.
So that was a fun little moment there.
And if we're talking about fine dining, I went to a restaurant, but a little more than a restaurant. It's a restaurant plus something a little extra.
Okay, it's a McDonald's with a play place attached.
I would say similar to that. Maybe it's like a restaurant with an experience. I don't know if you heard of this place. Maybe you had. I don't know if they have it down in Kansas City. I don't know how widespread Dave and Buster's is. Do you?
Okay, yes, they do have one in Kansas City. Yeah,
some people might call it fine dining.
Some people
might prefer the arcade. I would say we definitely leaned toward the arcade. We actually ate before we went, so we didn't eat any of their food. So we went to the arcade. It's a fun time. It's marketed towards adults, kind of.
Okay.
So
all right, good. You're in the target market.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, let's just say you've been to your own optometrist appointment. Let's just say that. All right.
We've established in precedent that I'm an adult. I guess a few things about this place. If you've never been, it's an arcade. There are games. There's kind of the...
So let me break this down. What is an arcade? An arcade is like a place they've got a lot of games.
So there's games in one corner. They got more games in the other corner. And if you're feeling a little bored about those games, you can probably go to the games in the middle.
Yeah. Don't ask about the other two corners, though.
No, you don't want to go over there. When I think of arcades, there's kind of two kinds of games. There are the games that are fun, and there's the games that earn you tickets or whatever, like tokens or whatever they call it at your arcade. I'm definitely in the philosophy of I want to have fun, like here. Like I don't want to spend time trying to like rack up tickets. I would much rather like play the fun games with my actual money that I've spent.
Yeah, I feel like it's never going to pay off. We're like, oh, dude, you want to go to Dave & Buster's? They've got good deals there. They've got good deals.
And I wish you would tell my friends that, because they're like vehemently the opposite of my philosophy. Most of them, at least. Anyway, we get to kind of like the end of the session, and you know, I've racked up some tickets. I'm not going crazy. I don't have like buku tickets, but I've got some. So I'm going to the shop, and my default is always candy. Like I'm always going straight to candy because it's usually the cheapest, and I don't want like a bouncy ball.
It's probably going to be the best value when you're putting it up against like stuffed animals, bouncy balls. Like,
well, I don't even have enough for that. Like, I have enough for maybe like 2 bouncy balls or like a Slinky. It's like, come on.
These are worthless to me. I will actually be able to eat this candy. So,
and that's what I did on the way home. But my friends who have been kind of, racking up the tickets over the past hour and a half or so that we've been here, they're eyeing the big stuff.
Sure.
So there's kind of the technology stuff. I think there was a VR headset or something.
Okay.
Other things like that, high quality goods. And then kind of tucked away in like this bottom corner was this briefcase. Genuine leather, maybe. I don't think so. And what's inside is it's a set of glassware. Maybe would be a term that you might use. It's a decanter set. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what that means. Yeah. No.
All right. It's basically, it's glasses for like alcohol.
Glasses for alcohol. Like it'll make you look like drunk vision.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like
like drinking glasses.
Like
for
drinking
alcohol.
Glasses. I thought you were making a joke. You were serious.
I was being serious.
Wow. Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Drinking
now.
Glasses,
like whiskey, or is that
sure, whiskey or scotch or whatever.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you now.
Each of them is engraved with the Dave and Buster's logo on it.
Yes.
So it's like this weird, almost juxtaposition of Dave and Buster's with this like fancy luxury item.
Yeah, and something pretty nice with Dave and Buster's. That's a comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. And we spot this thing and we're kind of looking at it. And I would say we maybe stand around this item for 5 to 10 minutes saying like, should we get
Are we
this?
thinking we're going halvesies on the decanter set?
Do we get the decanter set?
Yeah.
And we're kind of adding up all of our kind of totals that we have. It's like, do we have enough? Do we have enough? And we don't have enough. So it's like, oh, well, we don't have enough. And then my friend says, I'm going to get more. He goes and spends.
I'm going back in.
Yeah, I'm going back. He goes and spends like another $15. Come back. And they go up to the man at the counter and they're like, we want the decanter set over there in the corner.
Yeah, let's do the decanter set.
Naturally, his response is, you want the what? He genuinely doesn't know what they're asking for.
Well, he sounds very, I can relate to this man.
So they kind of like point it over. He's like, okay, I think we got one in the back. Goes and gets one, brings it back. And I'm watching this from afar, kind of.
Okay.
It's taken a pretty long time to give it to them. And I'm like, what is going on? He's asking for ID or something.
Yeah,
and
right.
Apparently, it was deemed expensive enough to warrant a receipt.
This is the most valuable item in Dave and Buster's, actually, believe it or not.
He made it seem like that. Yeah. But anyway, we then walked out of that Dave and Buster's with a new briefcase and a set of drinking glasses. I've never actually bought something that I want to keep at an arcade.
Yeah, same. I have never even seen anything that I want to keep at an arcade. It's like, this means nothing. This has no value to me.
Sure.
But I do like the the juxtaposition. I think it makes a powerful statement about today's society, frankly.
It does. Yeah.
But no, that's a good like meme. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure that's a good, if they're enjoying it, then that's great. But that also, I feel like, would be a good like white elephant gift or something like that, where it's like just the most random thing of like, what is going on here. But that's awesome. It sounds like a good time. I've been to Dave and Buster's once before, but kind of sits in that adult gaming kind of sector, if you will, which actually ties in quite nicely with my next story.
Okay.
No, but last Friday, I was coming back from my rec sand volleyball league. This is my second game. I was out for 2 games on injury reserve for quarantine, but back better than ever. Actually, not better than ever. I think I played worse than my first game, but having a lot of fun there. Anyway, driving back, and I'm going down the highway, and I see this billboard, and it's for Bali's Casino, which is a local casino. I mean, I think it's like the next highway exit over, and it says best odds in Kansas City, which that alone caught my eye because I was like, I didn't even know there were different odds for these games. Like, I feel like it was the same odds depending on the games, but I'm like, all right. And then I look below it, and it's kind of in a smaller font. It says most liberal table games. I was like, most liberal table games.
What does that even mean?
What does this mean? Yeah, what does this mean? What does this look like?
You got different odds and liberal table games.
Yeah, yeah. And so that kind of sent me into this hypothetical. It's like, what is this casino like? You walk in, it's there's someone there. It's like, hey, welcome to Left of the River Casino. My name's Demi. I'll be, giving you a tour today, going around, and, it's like, all right. And over here, we've got roulette. Now this roulette, it's a little bit different. You actually can't bet on red. You can't bet on red.
Interesting.
Yeah, we don't really do that. And if it lands on 0 or 00, it actually, you can renew that money. It's we call it the Green New Deal. It's just renewable. Yeah, kind of.
I heard about
renewable
that.
kind of money there. So we over here we've got kind of our card game section. We've got poker. This is we got California Hold'em here. Yeah, so it's pretty similar to Texas Hold'em. It's a little bit different though. We just thought the straight is just too much. It's valued too highly. I feel like it should just be in line with the pair. It just any pair in the straight. I feel like it should be in line. So we bumped that down. Just made sure that it's equal there. But that's kind of the card section there. Now we do have some food selection. We've got a bar open. Bar is great, kind of a gastro pub, if you will. But yeah, I'd say we are most known for kind of the Field of Burned buffalo wings, but we also kind of a dark horse, if you will, is we have this blackened salmon and some mahi as well. Those are kind of my two personal favorites.
Nice,
kind of our AOC food. And so that's kind of the tour of the casino. Just something like that. Is that what?
Sure.
Some on what would a liberal like casino look like? So had some fun with that.
Yeah, that is really what I've never even thought of a table game in those terms before. Like liberal table game. Does that just mean like you're allowed to like? Because maybe some casinos are like stricter on like showing your hands or like not card hands, like talking, table talk, crosstalk, stuff like that. Maybe that's what they mean. I don't know, but that's kind of my first guess. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting term though. That's for sure. So yeah, that kind of gave me a chuckle on my drive back from sand volleyball. So, I guess one thing that I meant to ask you about, how did your July 4th end up as far as you didn't have lunch for No Meat Monday? You're going to be tested a little bit for dinner. Yeah. How did that end up going?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm kind of wondering the same thing here.
Okay.
So, which maybe already answers the question. Ambiguity, maybe? I don't know. What is our stance on? I feel like we didn't define the boundaries. What's our stance on fish? Is that meat? I feel like biologically, yes.
Yes,
but
right.
Some people, some vegetarians, some religions say it isn't. And not that I'm a vegetarian or religious, really, but
yeah. So I don't really fall into either of those categories, but just looking for a way out here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know.
Need a scapegoat, quick.
Yeah, with like abstaining from meat in Lent for Catholicism, the fish counts. Now, I looked this up, and I think part of it is something along the lines of like the fish. Look, okay, again, I don't know. Like, we're going to need to call him Pope Francis again this week, but I think it's something about back in the day, like meat, non-fish was more expensive. And so the idea is that like you save money by not eating meat, and then you can like donate that money to charity.
That makes sense.
That's not necessarily how
church.
things are today.
Sure.
I'm sure there's other things as well, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of like I looked it up on Google, that it was kind of like a translation thing, maybe.
Okay.
And that the English word is meat, but really like the actual word didn't include fish and never did. So I don't know.
Interesting.
That would make sense to me. I'm not a linguist.
Right.
So, but long story short, okay, we had crab legs that night.
Okay. I was going to say, like, what are you having?
Maybe not like a 4th of July meal, but
yeah, maybe for the people in the Northeast, I could see.
I'll say I did turn down a steak, so that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah.
My parents were like, "Hey, we can grill up some steaks," and I was like, "No, okay, no. I'm not doing that."
Don't
and
even tempt said, me like that.
We could do crab legs. I was like, "Oh,
you're pulling my leg here."
Okay.
Yeah, not pulling my leg. Yeah, I don't know.
And then I was kind of like, maybe that doesn't count. So sure.
Yeah.
And then I thought I would kind of get out of it somehow, but I don't know that you're letting me go that easy.
Right. Yeah, I was curious what the line was. I was thinking you were going to say you had like eggs or something. I was like, that is a very strange 4th of July.
Yeah.
I guess deviled eggs would fall into that category. Anyway, no, I mean, I'll let you go. Ultimately, I'm not the one that's holding you. It's you that you have to answer to, you know.
I'll say that I actually do feel a little guilty about it. Even though like it's never been hard and fast, but I do feel like I don't know. It's the
now
flesh.
You're committed. You're on record as saying, I am not eating meat on Mondays.
Yeah. I don't want to go back on my word, even though I kind of did already.
Right.
So I'll take the hit. I won't take the point. We're still at one Monday, I think, which was the previous Monday.
Yeah.
So, we broke the streak on day 2 or Monday 2, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I mean,
this next Monday you're going to be on vacation,
and that's the first time I've had fish in, I don't know, several months.
Yeah, we were just saying that you were thinking about doing the no fish any day diet.
We talked about I never eat fish, and then of course
crab isn't really fish. So
I mean, it's a crustacean. So
well, we didn't specify that. You got to specify. Yeah. I am on a crustacean-free diet
on every. What I don't even know what that
on every door.
Kingdom?
Martin Luther style. 95 theses.
Yeah,
95 theses of what is fish. Ruby, this is kind of an update from previous episodes. Something that I didn't mention when I was talking about the Suits binge. Binging 3 seasons in 3 days or so. But there's something that I saw in one of these episodes that really has kind of shaped my worldview since I was a child, but I now realize that it's a farce. And that is the whole system of how subpoenas work. So frankly, I don't even know if I could describe a subpoena, but I think it's something like you just
spell it.
Okay. Yeah. Good stance there. I'll do a little. Okay. Subpoena. I don't know. Probably Latin origin.
I would say.
Ryan, you have been served with a subpoena. That's it in a sentence. But it is spelled Subpeona.
See, I feel like that's where I would get messed up, is the E and the O.
Yeah. Which is it? Well, yeah. I guess you say the first one does the talking, the second one does the walking. I think that's how it goes. So
I've never heard that before.
I think that's in I don't know, some other context. Maybe it's the other one. Wait, I think that was in my German class actually. But it's the second one does the talking, the first one does the walking. Yeah, drei, DREI. There you go. Just a little German tidbit. That means 3. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So just flip it for subpoena. That's how you can remember it.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it just means you need to appear in court at this date. Now, here's where things get a little bit tricky. So in Suits and in a lot of these other crime shows, I think law shows or whatever, actually, even on Parks and Rec, this happens. But you have the subpoena, and basically the setup is that the people who are delivering the subpoena, they hand deliver it to you. And basically the premise is that the only way that it's like legally binding is if you accept it like into your care. So basically why this is like confusing is
in the TV shows?
Yeah, in these shows, a lot of times the people that are delivering the subpoena will dress up in disguises, you know. And in this particular episode of Suits, there was an alleged pizza delivery man who's like, I've got an order for, Jessica Pearson or whatever. And we're like, we don't have an order. We don't have an order. Like, you got the wrong place. And then some guy comes in and like, that's Jessica Pearson. And he's like, oh, thank you. You have been served. Like, that's the scene.
Boom.
It's like, I'm not a pizza delivery man. Not only do you not have pizza, you now have to go to court.
Yeah.
And so that's how I thought the world worked. That's how I thought the legal system worked, which now that if you think about it for even a little bit, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that, you know, for this particular legal document, it's only legally binding if they touch it. You know, you're playing a game of tag, really.
It is.
No take backsies, you know, all that. But yeah, I think last summer I debunked this by, again, I thought about it for a little bit.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I did.
Like, I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. You can't make me. Like,
yeah,
sir,
sir,
like, you're under arrest.
Still have to do it. But yeah, I did look it up last summer, and that's not how it works at all. They are just regular government people who come. They do have to track you down. They do deliver it by hand. But it's not like you can just deny it. You can't just say, no, I'm not going to. Yeah,
I didn't see it. I don't want it. Nope.
So that's something that I figured I would just put out there for anyone else who has been misled by these TV shows. I thought I would set the record straight.
I got to say, I've never been under that impression.
But have you ever seen that happen in TV?
No, because I mean, maybe this goes back to how I don't watch those shows, and maybe it's good that I don't, because I'd be under false legal advice.
On Parks and Rec, it happens. I think it's in one of the later seasons. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't remember that.
I've seen the show, but I don't remember that specific. I mean, I wouldn't take anything seriously from that show either, though. So maybe that's.
But it's like, how did that get started? Where did that come from? That doesn't make any sense.
The Suits producers watch that and they're like, that's how it works. Oh,
it's just a widespread kind of Hollywood conspiracy.
Widespread kind of Mandela effect, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man. It's just it's taken me by surprise. For
sure. That was kind of something that I think the first time I learned about that was in a government class where the teacher was kind of asking like, hey, so here's a little trivia question. And I think we were talking about before that, we were talking about constitutional rights and all that stuff. And she said, if the government tells you to appear in court, do you have to go? And most of the class was like, no, like the government can't make you, like, not as a defense, but as like a witness. Like if you get called as a witness, do you have to appear in court?
Interesting.
And the answer is yes, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you can't just not.
That is trickier. That is a trickier.
In most cases, you do, if it's relevant. Yeah. And I think at that moment I was like, well, why? They can't make me do that. But when you think about it for longer than 5 seconds, it makes sense. Like,
to an extent, yeah. I mean, that one holds up more than, you know, people who are delivering subpoenas can dress as disguises and lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit more.
But I can at least see the logic where it's like, make me. Try to make me.
Yeah.
And then you get thrown in contempt of court. So, I guess the only exception to that is, you know, if you're going to incriminate yourself, I guess you still have to show up in court, but you just don't have to say anything.
Just don't.
The other thing is if it's your spouse, but apparently, according to Suits, I think in maybe Connecticut that doesn't exist. Don't know. Google it before you try it. All right. That's really all I had to say about that.
Do we need to preface this as don't take any of this as legal advice?
Yeah, this is absolutely not legal advice.
We're not lawyers. In fact, we are just, once again, explaining things poorly.
Yes,
So-
yes. I will. Yeah, I'll edit that to be in the beginning. But no. Anyway, no. This is more, content consumption here. Well, kind of. Basically, I watched the end of Stranger Things season 4 recently.
Yeah.
And I've also been going back through the earlier seasons now. But something happened when I was watching season 4 part 1, which, by the way, I think they made a decent business move, I guess, in that they got people to subscribe to Netflix for more months than just one. But I feel like the hypedness that I was for part 2 was lacking because it just kind of faded over time. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, I'm watching part 1, month and a half ago or whenever it was. And, I started on it early, which was good because there's a lot to get through for sure. Okay, I need to back up. This was also when I was house sitting and my brother-in-law, goodness gracious, this is not going well. Okay, my brother and sister-in-law have an Apple TV. And one thing about Apple TV is these remotes are very minimalist. This is like Apple TV's thing.
Yeah.
I was familiar with I guess it was the old one now at this point, but it's like silver and it's got like a circle in the middle.
Yeah, I know the one.
And that's about it. This one must be a newer version or something like that because it's like all black. The top half of it is like a trackpad where you can like scroll around on it. And then it's got something like 4 or 5 buttons on it for volume and on and whatnot. Anyway, I, set this down and I come back, pick up the remote and I'm pressing on it and nothing's happening. Like no give. I'm like, what's going on? I'm not getting any feedback. Like you normally would on the trackpad. It's kind of got some haptic feedback. So I'm pressing, not getting anything. I look at it and the glass is chipped on it. I'm like, ooh, okay.
That's not good.
I do not remember this being there to start with. So I must have broke it, but like, how did I break it? I set it down so gently. Like I'm having a crisis here.
How did
like,
I break it?
Yeah. I mean, I slammed it against the ground, just spiked it out of frustration. But when I found out I wasn't getting the whole season, I absolutely, just threw it at some concrete, but that's about it. No, but I was like, I guess the only thing, like I think I did kind of sit on it. Like, I thought I was a lanky boy, but maybe I'm a little bit more heft than I thought.
Yeah.
It's like the couch, like I was so confused. And I think I was cooking a pizza. So I got back up and was maybe cutting it. I don't know what happened. Anyway, then I come back to the remote again and it's working fine. There's no chip. There's no chip in the glass. I'm like, I am losing my mind.
You're losing your mind, Nathan.
Stranger Things like set me up for it because already I'm in kind of this state of like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot happening right now in my life.
We talked about me hallucinating last episode. I think you're hallucinating now.
I was legitimately, I was bugging, dude. There was that might be the like moment in my life where I was most just confused at the state of the world. I was like, what is going, like, is this a dream? Like
this house just seems like, it seems like you should market this as like a series of unfortunate events to Nathan. Like you got the hose spraying you outside.
Yeah. Hole in the pizza.
Whole pizza.
Yeah. No dresser.
Chipped glass, but it's not really chipped. Yeah. Dresser.
I mean, I was like, never before have I been more like willing to accept that magic exists, that like this is some supernatural power. And it's not even that late. I got started early on it, but
sure.
I was like, oh my, like what is going on?
Yeah, that's really
I cannot
weird.
emphasize that enough. And then I look at it for about 2 seconds. That's about all I need. If I just calmed down and looked at it, because I guess what I was like searching it out. I look at it and I'm like, oh, I was holding it upside down before. Like, oh, the trackpad. is at the top. I wasn't holding it right.
Oh no!
I just didn't look at the buttons to see that they were upside down.
Why isn't this thing working? Come on!
Like, I was questioning my existence, and I'm like, oh, I was holding it upside down.
Hey man,
that's where
little bit of user error happens to the best of us.
So that's kind of the case against minimalism, I guess.
It's so confusing. People aren't talking about this enough.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the most out of my mind I've ever been. But yeah, it was awesome. I had a good laugh about it. So that's kind of,
sure.
That's where we were at there, just kind of a little bit out of it. But
yep.
Anyway, Stranger Things. It's strange, man.
Stranger things happening to Nathan.
Yeah.
Thought of season 5. What?
The other thing I was going to talk about is Joey Chestnuts might be the greatest athlete of all time.
Okay, my friend sent me a video of all that stuff that happened, and that was incredible to watch.
I don't even know what all this stuff happened.
Oh, you don't? What were you going to talk about?
Okay, let's wait. Okay, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it now.
Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so
okay.
What I was going to say is just, this was one of the things that I was like, maybe we'll do a cold open on it, but now I'm bringing it up and it's not the opening. Maybe it will be. Anyway, I just think Joey Chestnuts is probably up there with the GOATs. You hear Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Tom Brady. We're switching sports. Joey Chestnuts. I think he's right there in that top 5. Mainly just let's hit you with the stat sheet. And there's really only one stat that matters. 15 straight international titles.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest, no relation. But it's like, name another. That's well over not well over. It is over the majority of my lifetime. He has been the reigning champ. Just a household name in his sport. Name one other. Kobayashi. I just because
Oscar
I've been
Mayer?
looking into this. Oscar Mayer.
Oh no.
He's a prominent eater. But that's really what I wanted to say. Also, this year, obviously not only did he win the national title, but he also was battling injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I saw that.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but he first of all he like broke his leg. I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, but more recently he had some sort of tendon injury, and so he's up there battling that injury, pushing through, downing the dogs.
You have a little experience with that too, don't you? Tendon
battling
injuries.
injury. Yes, yeah. Specifically, I was going to say eating hot dogs. I mean, I have had one before.
I didn't mean hot dog.
But anyway, I just think a lot of people bring up MJ's flu game as kind of a big thing. Like, wow, this is like why he's the GOAT. He's battling, he's downing egg yolks, whatever. Joey Chestnuts, this is his flu game. That's really.
Well, did you see there are 2 videos that I saw. The first video was them bringing him out. So the announcement, they kind of hyped him up basically. Okay. And I got to say,
as he should.
My friend mentioned that he won right then and there. I'll send you this video.
The humble consequence of carbon. The fleeting spray of life turned diamond by the sun. Forever suspended in that instant. Indifferent to the gods. For he does not envy their power. He will not plead their pardon. He will curse and spit and sneer and shout his name at the heavens. I am the shining arc of humanity. Yield to my dominion.
I don't even know I didn't even process what they were saying. What were they saying?
Yeah.
They were just saying a bunch of random
things. The humble
things.
consequence of carbon,
Yeah. Of carbon?
Of carbon. What a great way to introduce a carbon-based life form.
This is definitely one of the top 5 ways to introduce a carbon-based life form.
Yeah. And then the other video that I saw was wow. So there's like a protester. Did you hear about this?
No.
There was a protest during the actual eating of the hot dogs. A protester kind of ran up next to Joey Chestnut. He had a sign like, I think he was protesting the pork industry. So I mean,
Okay. Fitting that he chose a good event.
I protest on Mondays.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Joey Chestnut, like with one hand is eating a hot dog, and the other hand grabs this guy by the neck.
Oh,
Like he's like choking him out, and, like pushes him backwards.
say this is my livelihood.
Keep in mind his leg is broken. His leg broken.
My gosh.
He's got like some hot dogs in his belly, presumably already. He's
Sure,
in
probably.
the middle being another one, and he just, without even breaking a sweat, without even looking, without even taking a second look,
Just stiff arm.
Yeah, it was a stiff arm is the best description of it.
He's got that
I was in
sixth
disbelief
sense.
watching that. Like I was like, what is even happening, man?
That is an athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, we can include some clips.
I think that only cements. I think this just brings him to the undisputed top of my greatest of all time rankings. And I think we've made a good case for it today.
definitely.
That is good.
The humble
I'm glad I
consequence
brought that
of
up.
carbon.
Yeah. I will be honest. I did not comprehend any of the things that they said. I don't know.
It did make sense.
It's 11 p.m. So maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't think so.
So Nathan, the Apple Podcasts have kind of been popping off recently. We've got a few more reviews that we can highlight here.
Absolutely. I think this is worthy of highlighting. We appreciate everyone. I mean, first of all, just tuning in, but also, leaving some feedback, leaving some reviews.
For sure.
For
sure.
Supposedly helps get the ball rolling, I guess.
Mm-hmm. One of the first ones here. We've got a review, 5 stars, so we appreciate that, from Paige. Titled "Why am I listening to this?" So maybe not the best start.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. It's very kind. As a 32-year-old mother of 2, I'm reading the review, by the way. I'm not. As a 32-year-old mother of 2, I'm confident that I'm not these guys' target audience. And just a quick response to that, I think you are.
I think we don't really have a target.
We have not defined a target at all. That might have been a good thing to do before we started the podcast. But nevertheless, I've binged all of their episodes and thoroughly enjoyed them all. I love that I can listen to this in front of my kids without worrying that they'll hear something they shouldn't. And I love hearing some 20-year-old college students' perspective on random things, considering that's a phase of life I've never experienced. 5 stars. Thank you.
Whoa. Okay.
Awesome. Glowing review from Paige. Yeah, that's awesome. We appreciate it.
It was. And in fact, while we were recording this, we actually just got a message from Paige regarding
on
a
Instagram.
review.
Instagram DM. She said, when she said she's never been a 20-year-old college student, she meant a 20-year-old dude. So
20-year-old college dude, which is a good clarification. But I think it makes it reads well. It reads great. In fact, no, that's very kind. We really appreciate the kind words. And then just one more quick one. We got Love the Pod. Honestly, the highlight of my Wednesdays from recent Pod Convert 5-star review. So thanks to all you. They've been flowing in droves. So really appreciate that.
Yeah. We've been on point with the phrases today. Apparently.
Yes. I've been killing it.
Yeah. Thank you all for the reviews. Appreciate it a lot. And if you've been enjoying it, feel free to leave one for yourself.
Yeah. Well, leave them for others.
For us. Yeah. Leave one yourself for us.
For us and for anyone else to read.
Talking man.
It's it's something that we really succeed in. Talking is, and that's why we wanted to start this. But I guess if you enjoyed the pod, leave a review, share with a friend, and
catch us next Wednesday.
A lot of comedy, a lot of jokes is about like subverting expectations, like leading someone in one direction, then like moving to something unexpected.
Probably why people thought that our podcast was funny, because they thought it was going to be good. We subverted their expectations. Turns out to have gone very poorly. And they're laughing as we crash and burn.
Like, oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Wow. Terrible.